Welcome back, everyone. And for those that have been with us for the holiday marathon, I deep bows to you. And I've just really enjoyed the creating today. Just to kind of stitch the threads from the earlier experiences. Maybe we can open with just some shares. We just finished the section around writing intentions and vision boarding. So if anybody wants to speak into that, or those that were here for the horse constellation earlier, if you want to offer any words of reflection or what's moving in you, or what's arriving in you, just want to open the floor for some comments before we kind of turn towards the evening segment. You can just raise your electronic hand. It's kind of it was a quiet afternoon in the belly of the creative goddess. Okay, nobody wants to share from this afternoon? No worries if you don't. Dan, you want to share about the horse? Oh, here we go. Shona, thank you.
I yeah, I just wanted to say that the echoes of the horse constellation were felt in the exercises we did as part of the intention session, and that breath within the in-between place of the letting in and the letting go that carried through, and just really appreciating the gift of seeing that horse constellation and having that streamed to us. It was quite amazing. And I just keep seeing these bows. There was the letting go horse bowing to the mystery horse, and in my own collage here, there's a bowing. I feel there's this recognition that's just playing through all throughout this gathering. So I just want to say thank you very much. Looking forward to the rest.
Thanks, Shona. Dan.
I can. I think what I appreciated the most was the community and the creativity. Uh, Leo and Margaret have traveled with us for quite a long time. Back when I don't know, back when before we even moved to Providence, they showed up at one of our workshops, and they've been really consistent in attending. They just really appreciate the process, and they have been really excited about this uh, herd in Costa Rica, and have talked to us about it a couple of years, and it just came together pretty last minute that we would do a streaming horse constellation with our community. And I thought it went really beautifully. I was really impressed that people were able to receive what was offered so well, and the horses and the humans, co-created something that seemed really lovely to me, and it just inspires me to see how each of us is able to take this work in a different direction, do something new with it, and meet whatever shows up in life with this wider perspective, this wider aperture of how to look at our own existence. And we're going to just keep going. The vision board is part of it, the intention writing, and tonight we're doing these divinations using cards. And again, it's something new for Emily and I. We haven't done this quite this way before, but I think with the gathered assembly, I think we could do something really special.
Well, we'll do a bit of an opening again. And I want to just say for those that missed this morning, we have recorded it, and it's really done in a way where you can participate in the horse constellation. It's like designed for you to have your own constellation, and you can watch the recording. And as you watch the recording, you'll travel through the portals of receiving just a bounty of magic and mystery and interesting unfoldings. So I look forward to hearing what it's like to watch via the recording. No need for FOMO. You're gonna get it just once we get it processed. So more soon on that. And I want to invite those that are here tonight. Just if there are things that you want to share with one another, we're going to send a follow-up email after this day that has the kind of the offerings from our community of what you have going on. And so, for example, looks like I have to sign in. For example, Jenny Fahy, who was she's a Five Rhythms facilitator and was on the faculty of the Alchemical Constellations training. She created this like beautiful winter kind of Five Rhythms wave movement of her recording a playlist and her voice. And you have to like put your email in, and it looks like you have to purchase something. You have to put your credit card information in, but it's free, so that you just have to like go through her system to submit. But it's an amazing dance playlist. So I just put it in the chat. And if there are other things that people want to share with one another that are alive in your own heart, that are new seeds of the coming from your medicine bag of life or in offerings, please feel free to tuck it into the chat, and we'll try to get a compilation so you can reach each other and cross weave and connect. I also want to say tomorrow morning on December 31st at 10 a.m., India Amara and myself will be offering a yoga spice, kind of looking at the belly of the wood snake of 2025 and looking at what you can dust off and move the scales. We're in this turning of the year into like mid-February, which is the Chinese New Year. And so it's an invitation to just kind of look in the eye of, and India is actually here, so you can unmute India if you want. Look in the eye of like what wants to, through a little bit of spice and a little bit of breath and a little bit of movement, shake off. We'll then move into a writing practice. And so that's from 10 to 11:30, kind of a systemic process and a yoga class. Yoga for 60 minutes, movement, in interior movement through a creative portal for 30 minutes. That's 10 a.m. Eastern. And then we're gathering on Thursday at 8 a.m. Eastern for yoga, tantric, hatha yoga, and breath. And again, I'll let India speak into that portion, and I'll be offering some kind of creativity alchemy. And this is just an invitation to turn the wheel of the year in community, in our bodies, in our hearts, in our souls. For me, I'm doing all this because now is the time, now is the time for your souls to be shining their heart lights, to be remembering that we are in community, to know that you have companions on this walk and this path of life, and to feel supported in what you're doing in that movement. And so my hope is that you just feel accompanied as the wheel turns. India, do you want to share anything?
Sure, I'll pipe in. Hi, I'm India, for those of you that don't know me. I've been leading some movement with Emily's course that's happening right now, Generational Alchemy. And tomorrow's movement is Spice, and it is dynamic. I've been kind of describing it to some people a little bit like ritual, a little bit like where they meet together. So the season's, as you all know, many thresholds. We've gone through solstice, we've gone through this kind of Christmas portal, New Year's portal. We have Lunar New Year in February, and there's so many portals to travel through. And for me, it helps me to be really in my body. And so I love sharing that kind of magic. So tomorrow's dynamic and exciting to music. And then on January 1st, it's Tantric Hatha Yoga, so it's quite austere. And the idea is to get you into feeling like you're in an embodied place of uh, vibrant calm, full of potential. So that's my little nugget. I hope to see you there. Happy New Year either way.
We will send out the recordings. So if you want to listen to the recordings or do it in your own time, if that's like way too early for the 5 a.m.ers on the West Coast, for example, just just sign up and then we'll send you the recordings. Yvonne. Oh, maybe that was an accident from raising your hand. Yeah. Okay. No worries.
No, Yvonne's here.
She raised her hand, but I think it was just because her hand was like maybe up by her head or something. So she's saying no, that she doesn't need to talk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that's it for announcements, and we'll just get right into the field. Do you want to start an opening meditation, Dan?
Sure. Um, let's just take a few moments to create the container. We have a new group here for this next couple of hours to just take a new journey together. Um, so I invite you to close your eyes if you like, peek if you want, and get comfortable in your chair. Feel the support from the floor underneath your feet, the building that you're in, the shoes and the clothing that you're wearing. The support that surrounds you right now is it's something that humans for all times before would have desired so deeply. You have a refrigerator with food in it. And whatever season of the year you're in right now, your food is not freezing, it's not rotting. It's the right amount of food that you can eat before it spoils. And then when that food is eaten, there'll be more food in your refrigerator. You have windows that you can look out and see the world around you, and they keep out the weather. The rain doesn't come in. Your house doesn't rot. It's not the same temperature as the outside temperature. And these are all things that humans crave: food, comfort, security. And they also crowd out magic. The divinations, the constellations, the horses, it's hard for them to find a place in this occupied space. The window you look out at wasn't built by intuition. It was built in an industrial process in a factory with a very exact industrial process with very small tolerances for how to put a window together, how to deliver it to a building site, how to install it in a building under construction. And everything in your house is that way: the roof, the floors, the mechanical systems, the plumbing. And where is the place for tarot, for constellations, for magic, for horses? And there is a place for them. We can love our windows and appreciate the long process of innovation and discovery and manufacturing that allows us to inhabit a room with windows in it. And there's also a place that there is a consciousness surrounding us that doesn't know how to make a window, that doesn't know how sanitation works, but is comprised of spirit beings, ancestors, earth elements, archetypes, and symbols that nourish our soul. And humans in all times, just as much as they've craved food and comfort, they've also craved meaning and support from the unseen. And there's a way to bring them in. And that's what we're doing. And we're doing it every day. We're finding ways to make our lives a little bit more magical. You can open your eyes and look at who's here. People you know, people you haven't met. If you're lucky, like me, you look and you see a lot of people that you love. There's a lot of people here that I love, but this is our container, so I'm fortunate to know so many of you, and our circle, it cultivates love, and the factories don't really run on love; they run on engineering and materials and money. But it's not an either or. We need to add the love. And so find if there's a person you love here. Look at them. They won't know you're looking at them, but you can look at them and open your heart to them and beam them some love. My eyes keep moving, and you don't know who's looking at you, but open your heart and receive the love that's here for you. Back to you, Emily.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Dan. Just feeling that swell of deep old friends and new friends and the pulse of community that matters so much in times like these. So we're going to open with a tarot constellation, and actually both endeavors today were like huge risks. We had no idea what was going to happen with a Zoom horse constellation. That really was a huge risk. And now we're going in again for a double dip on trying out something new. But for us, really, the truth is we want to be with you, you know, we want to be with you as we are greeting the dark time, and turning towards the light, when we are allying and allying with the elements and aligning with our souls. It's like, you know, who then to be with the people that will go to the depths of the darkness with you. And, you know, if you just think for one moment about some of the like representations you've held in our containers. Just have like a moment to just like tune in and feel where you went. Or perhaps you were in somebody who's trained with this inside of seeing with your heart and you were in their container. Like think about the otherworldly spaces you've gone to, the connections made, the synchronicities that sparked, the healing done. You know, maybe the nightmare you showed up in and the place you are now, or perhaps you showed up in a pretty good place and now you've unraveled completely and continue to unravel and go, damn, Emily and Dan, you know, whatever your story, you know, you're on a adventure and a trajectory. And so the theme this morning was letting go and letting in. What are we letting go of? What are we letting in? And you know, what's the movement as we move towards what's new, what's here. You are going to want to work with probably your own tarot or oracle deck. If you don't have one, we will draw cards and, you know, we'll see how it works to draw for you. But, you know, this is kind of a time to, in the days before the turn of the year, and whether you honor the Chinese New Year or Samhain or another, you know, turn of the wheel, however you honor the turn of time, just being with the darkness and the light at the thresholds, looking at the part of you who's willing to gaze into the cracks in the foundation and fill them with liquid light and gold. Alchemize them, transmute them, connect what's been disconnected. A bit earlier, we worked with values, looking at, you know, what is it that we value? What do we center on the altar of our own lives? And how that changes as time goes and time passes, what we let go of, how it makes space for new values to emerge, and what we let in, how it shapes what we value in life. So just noticing the shifts from your vision and your values last year to where you are today. I find when I'm in community, there's a way where, you know, like those load-bearing beams in a house, it's like you're kind of reminded of that when we come together like this every year, that you get reminded of what are the load-bearing beams in your house. And when I look at each of you mirroring back parts of myself that maybe I've held close to me, or maybe I've exiled and need to return and call back, there's a way where we are one another's mirror, and we do hold space for each other to lift our prayers, to kind of elevate the vision, to ascend to the sun, and to root deeper into those kind of renovations that need to happen. If it means that you have to dig up your floor, or you need to, you know, repair some of those beams and restore through an upgraded consciousness and an alchemical movement, whatever it is that, you know, there's a spirit inside you that has a blueprint for your life, and it's ready, you know, to go beyond your imagination. And sometimes it takes people like this who are willing to drop into the phenomenological field and reflect it back, let it bear. So yeah, just want to thank you for being the light bringers that we want to greet. We had blocked this week for vacation, and we filled it with all of you because you're our holiday party. So thanks for giving birth to the light, for carrying the torches in the darkness, for being warriors of this light, and accompanying others when they're in that kind of dark night of the soul. You are like the folks that can crawl under the into the fertile soil and tend what's been buried and help ancient roots sprout new shoots. So just want to say thank you. And with that, I think we can move into the tarot. Hopefully, that's enough jibber jabber for you to go get your deck, because you'll want your own decks. I really think this is probably going to work better if you have your own deck. But if you want Dan to pull for you and you don't have a deck or you don't have an oracle, oracle deck, no worries. There's probably ones online as well. But we are, Dan and I both are going to pull as well for like as a collective draw. I just don't know how well that's going to work. So I think there's something to holding your own deck.
Emily, I should have a different deck for each person.
I have enough decks for that. Who
Um,
You really want to do it for each person?
well, each person that wants me to pull for them, I should be pulling from a full deck.
I have like three, maybe four tarot, but then I have like oracle decks. I would
Okay.
just
I don't
need a
know how
few
many
minutes.
people are going to need it.
You'd have to shoot the shit with them for a little bit while I go gather them all and bring them to you. Like, can you kill 10 minutes, 5 minutes?
No, no, let's just keep going.
How many? How many need it? Just write your name in here if you feel like you need a deck. Ishita, Ginny, Nani. That's three. That's not too many. Four,
Larry.
five.
Larry can pull online.
Well, why,
Peggy.
why don't we get yeah, so it's like five decks. I mean, I actually have that. I can do that. So why don't you can start with one, and when it comes time for pulling, and they get started, I can go gather the others.
Okay.
Okay? Great. Okay. So I don't think we lit the hearth yet. So
No.
I would just invite you to hold your intention in your heart for this experience. And if there's something you're seeking to let go of, something you're seeking to let in, and the mystery in between, you might just hold those in your mind's eye, or you might gather a few objects to represent letting go, letting in, and the mystery of the journey. So we'll take a moment to just breathe. If you want to write it down, just feel what is your intention for this experience. You might have just come here to be in community, but dare to have an experience. And then as you make contact with that, you might place those objects, letting go, letting in, and the mystery beside the hearth. And let's light the hearth. Yvonne. Oh, no. Okay.
I'm not sure why. I don't, I feel like I'm not even touching the computer. It keeps raising my hand. I'm sorry.
No worries. I love it.
I love it too.
So I think I want to stay in the group, Dan, but just kind of present some voices. So can we have a representative for letting go? Great. And a representative for letting in. Just raise your electronic hand.
Oh.
And a representative for um, the mystery.
You can change your screen name.
Okay. So we want to just invite folks to just, be in relationship to the objects you set up beside your hearth and just these representatives and reps you can drop in, letting go, letting in the mystery. So notice how the mystery, oh no, I was gonna say the mystery raised their hand, but there it is. I just, as you drop into being yourself, I just want to invite the community to just feel themselves in this constellation and maybe present some voices as to what's alive for you as we face this turn of the wheel. What's present in this constellation for those that are the seekers? So you can just raise your hand if you want to share, if you want to be the seeker for the moment. And just drop in, Brenda. Let yourself arrive with letting go, letting in, and the mystery. And just feel free to share what's alive for you, what's present at this time.
What's present for me at this moment is uh, there's noise, a lot of noise that's trying to distract me from moving forward, from doing what I need to do in 2026, from arriving at my new life, from finding the joy in teaching. There's so much noise, levels and levels of noise and distractions, and I don't know how to focus.
Thanks, Brenda.
Mhm. You're speaking for a lot of people, Brenda. This is the environment that we live in. You just described.
Others that want to report what's moving for them. And I'm just going to put noise and distraction. Simona and then Peggy.
Um, I was aware of this really uneasy feeling, like fear in my legs and in my belly. And then I had picked this one card that says the gem. And I was looking at it and there was this fear of like, oh my gosh, all that pressure to make the gem. And it's like, I don't want any more hard things. But it's like, is that the only way you get the gem? I don't know.
Beautiful. Thank you. What would you rename yourself, Simona?
It's like it's like I want it to be the gem, but it's more of like the fear of the pressure.
Okay,
So I'll
great.
accept that.
Thank you. Peggy.
Oh, I'm just noticing that at first I felt very drawn to looking at letting go, but very conflicted, like looking at it, but wanting to pull away. And when I did let myself look at letting in, it was like I just felt a big yes. There's this light on her face, and I feel very drawn to the light above, just ready and drawn. And then I checked in with Mystery, and I just immediately felt a sense at the time Mystery's eyes were closed, and I just felt this sense of trust. I can trust in it. I can let it be. Yeah.
Wow, thanks, Peggy. And you can rename yourself too as to what you feel that representation is.
Mhm.
Ginny.
Yes, I had two horses on my desk that I got before. Oops, I don't even know where I'm at. Oh, right there. There's letting go, leaning in. And I have this little basket that Kimberly had given me. And it has ancient marble in it. And I'm in it. That's the marble is me. And I'm inside the mystery. So it feels really good.
Wow,
And letting go and leaning in are just standing as witness. Yeah.
thanks, Ginny. You can also rename yourself as to what you feel that is there. Dan, feel free to say anything at this point. I'm just kind of presencing our collective in this moment.
Well, I noticed, Ginny, that you could be representing leaning in.
Yeah.
Because it's as a companion to letting in, leaning in.
Thank you.
Joanna.
So what for me is very present is when I look at letting go, I see what I can also see in the collective a lot in the moment, like some kind of I don't get it, what's happening. Sorry. So this bluntness of not really knowing what's going on. And then when I see the letting in, I see this kind of full trust and foreboding joy and also the mystery and full steady, yeah, here I am. So this feeling of something really nice, which some people are so familiar with to come, even if unknown what's going to come. And the kind of, let's say, headset mindset, which somehow didn't get it and is going to, get more and more distracted in a way. So this is what I'm sitting with when I look at that.
Thanks, Johanna. You can rename yourself. And I think we have one more that I can spotlight. A cat.
Yeah, so I've set up some objects with my intention around like letting go of scarcity and opening up to prosperity and abundance. And I'm in my home that I'm going to be moving out of on January 1st. And so I'm really feeling like that energy of transition and that letting go. And I've got this plant that's kind of struggling and I'm going to let that go. And yeah, and then I've got an unlit candle because I cannot find a lighter anywhere. It's in some box, but I have that candle, a beeswax candle, the mystery and my intention. So the beeswax candle is letting in, and the mystery and my intention are all gathered around that unlit candle. But so very much in transition. Um, yeah, and I pulled. It's funny. Simona was talking about gems because I was just gifted a new oracle deck called Dirt Gems, which is a plant oracle deck, and it's amazing if anyone's needing a new deck. And I pulled catnip, and it's all around this kind of like curious energy and finding like the soothing sort of like medicine to support us in times of like change. So that feels like the right card for this moment.
Thanks, Kat. Um, so just noticing just what's been shared so far. I want to give a moment, letting go, just raise their hand. Do you want to share letting go?
As soon as I changed my name, huge sadness. But as each person joined, it got a little bit less. Yeah, and it was surprising. That's it.
Could you say your voices reduce my sadness, or your voices soften my sadness?
Yeah. Um, my sadness is reduced by your voices as you speak, as you name your truth.
Great, thanks. I think we'll take the last four reports and then pause there on the shares, and just to kind of, for folks that are listening, just feeling how much, like when you look at the constellation, noise, distraction, fear of the pressure, ready, leaning in, moving with joyful trust into the unknown, in transition, just allow yourself to find your way into the field. Like imagine, we are in a collective community constellation. So just allow yourself to find your place. If you were to be standing near one of these representatives, where are you standing? If you were one of the reps, who are you? Josh.
Well, I think it relates to my intention, which evolved a little bit as we journeyed. But I wrote down, have my soul create space for the journey to personal and world wellness and learn from the ancestors who guide me, which makes me teary just to say it. Um, and I went and grabbed, I mean, I actually have a fire going, so I didn't light the hearth. And I have crystals all over. I couldn't really grab them. But I did grab cards from a reading that I did that was so powerful to keep them separate in case I mixed it up. And then I grabbed one card, which is at the top of the deck, which is Three of Crystals, creativity. Oh, I can't quite get it in, but people have decks, you'll know it. And these pieces of letting go, letting in, and the mystery, and all the other noise, honestly, that I'm feeling and a little bit afraid of some of the representations of noise, which I already have a lot of noise. So I don't feel like I need any more noise. But I do feel like it's a path for the three things. And I'm so thrilled that they wound up with creativity in the Three of Crystals.
Thanks, Josh. You can rename yourself if you want to fit what you're holding. Looks like only one hand is up now, if I'm understanding that right, but Ishita.
As soon as Dan named leaning in, I felt a lot of anxiety all over my body. And since then, I've been doing this, which I don't know if it's resistance to doing or but it feels like I'm not sure I'm ready to do this leaning in thing. And yeah, like I just kind of want to go like this. Yeah.
Rename yourself Ishita. Thank you. Tabitha.
Well, ever since this has started, I just want to go within. So my eyes have been closed. I want to sit here in my peace and just really absorb and listen. There's just like this intense, like listening, and sound keeps going in and out. And it feels really good to just shut my eyes and leave the noise out there and like really concentrate on in here. So I feel like I'm representing something about going within.
Thank you.
You can maybe represent going within.
I think Amy Nelson also had her hand raised at one point and is now exhaustion and congestion, I believe. Do you want to share anything, or did you put your hand down?
I will speak into the space. Thank you for asking. So yeah, just as that, I named myself, which is what's physically present. There was definitely some ease as I named, and then this little voice said, you have to put your voice to your being. Stand.
Put your voice to your being.
I feel like the constellation's already started. We're in this field.
Yeah.
Of a number of people have mentioned it, but I'm feeling it as well. Similar to Tabitha and Ishita and Amy, of kind of holding out the noise, trying to like keep my own like self integrity in an environment that feels um, demanding and noisy.
Letting in.
I represented letting in. Actually, I came in with a lot of noise, and a lot of fanfare and a lot of drums. And I'm like, yeah, I'm here. Like, hear me. And as more and more people started speaking about it, don't want to hear the noise, I'm like literally feeling really unheard, and nobody wants to, hear me anymore. So I'm feeling very marginalized right now. But that wasn't the case when I came in. I was like with all fanfare, drums, and everything. I was like, yeah, I have arrived, and I'm arriving. But now I'm very marginalized.
So for those that are here, just feel yourself pressing your belly against the earth, seeking to release the snake skin that distracts you, while something is calling, something's moving towards you, wishing to not necessarily be marginalized. We'll hear from the mystery and then Rachel, and then take the next step.
I find it very funny because I can't change the setting on my camera, but it really actually captures how I feel. I feel like this kind of amorphous cosmic dance, and I don't know what's coming, but I know that no matter how you dance, I'm going to meet you, and whatever comes up, whatever comes out is exactly the gift you need every time. All I have is gifts. Everything is just perfectly tailored in the cosmic tapestry for you. You when Reddy said that she felt trust, it made me get a little bit emotional because I know it's in the depths of all of you, but I am taking care of you.
And Rachel.
So what happened for me as soon as we opened was I felt so drawn to letting in, but at the same time, at a certain point, it felt like such close proximity to letting in, like taking in so much. Felt like at a certain point, it's opposite. When you're letting in and not letting go, you stop being able to actually appreciate or take in what you are letting in. And so the excess of noise, the noise that in moderation is joyful, in excess feels oppressive. And so I found myself sort of trying to move toward letting go, but really needing to trust the mystery to get there.
Great, thank you. So if everybody could rename, not the ones that I've already renamed, but the ones who haven't renamed themselves, just take a moment to feel for yourself what you're with, and perhaps rename, your representation or your name, placing your little cursor on the three dots in the top right corner of your Brady Bunch square, and just dare to be with what is. And so what I wanted to do in this initial setup was to just welcome the consciousness of community. What happens when we come together? We've been traveling like sparks of light or nodes of darkness in the cosmic sky, moving with our own essence, our own being, our own emergence, our own transformation, our own new moon seeds, our own full moon, howls. We all have our own journey. So just being with whatever you're inside of personally. And I'm going to invite you to just take your oracle deck if you have one. And Dan, you'll need to draw a card for each person. So get ready on that, at least the first deck. I think for the first deck, the first draw, and then I'll get decks after this. Just draw a card to represent you as the seeker, because you are going to be going on a constellation journey. And so, the one in transition, the one in creativity, the one in fascination. Just allow yourself to drop into the field. Hold your intention deck in your tarot deck or oracle deck in your hand. And invite, a draw of a card for you, the seeker. The one in the wheel of time.
So Ishita, can I start with you? So this is your card. The unforeseen. Emily, I realize I can just put the card back in the deck and just reshuffle, and I'll have a fresh deck every time.
We're going to move into breakout room, so you can just go quick, Dan. Got this. Next one.
Okay. Is Ginny.
Mm-hmm.
And Ginny, you get regeneration.
Thank you.
If you can't go into a breakout room, it's only going to be about 10 minutes, but if you can't go into it, put it in the chat screen so I don't put you in one.
Nani, you're next. Nani, you get delusion.
Was that deletion?
Delusion.
Delusion.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're drawing a card to represent the seeker. That is you, representative for you, the seeker in the constellation we're about to step into.
And Peggy is next. And Peggy gets desolation. We're in some field here. Next is Larry. Larry has initiation. I think that's it.
Okay, I'm going to open a room. Person one, you're just representing yourself in the wheel of time. Person two, you're representing the card that person one drew, like the message of the card, the consciousness of the card. Like, you know, for Nani, for example, person two would represent delusion. For Larry, person two would represent initiation. Just drop in, feel what's here, and move into the field. And if you just arrived here, we'll find your way in just a moment. And if you get into a room and there's only one of you, you will have a partner momentarily. We'll take about 6 minutes each. So person one represents themselves in the wheel of time, the turning of time. Person two is representing the card that was just drawn, that represents the seeker. And you can, I would say, tell the card, like I would share that I pulled the 9 of water, you know, and maybe show it to my partner. And you're dropping in person two, like if I were Emily's partner and I were to represent the 9 of water, I drop in and I just feel myself in relationship to person one. What are they seeking? What's the journey in the turn of time? How does this 9 of water have anything to do with Emily? So you just drop in and feel what's there. And we'll come back in about 15 minutes. So, you know, I'll send you a broadcast. And if you end up in a room and no one's there, you will have a partner momentarily. Earlier, I thought, oh, this was such a long day. There's so much brain fog, it seems, or noise or distraction in the field. I'm still echoing in somebody's space. So if everybody can mute, that would
that's
help.
me. Sorry.
That's the conscious observer. So I want to name that, like, this morning was so potent, and it's a little different to open the field, kind of having like traveled so much in the day to now reopen and stitch in the beginning. And we both were messaging each other in our chat screen separately saying, there's some brain fog. And I said, me too. And so I actually sent you into breakout rooms. I'm just naming this. I sent you into breakout rooms to drum for like 10 minutes and to just bring us into rhythm. And I'm aware that like I was being broadcasted and there was no way to stop me from broadcasting. I wanted to drum. The plan was to drum for 10 minutes and to bring the container into rhythm and quiet the noise so that we could work with kind of clearer diamond light. Like this was not in the plan to do a breakout room or any of that. So I just have this sense that we're going to go back in, but it needed to be spoken that as a community, there's an invitation to connect to the rhythm. So I'm going to invite those of you that have drums, those of you that have instruments, to like come together first before I send you back into the breakout room, because I have no idea why it was broadcasting me, except it wanted the drum broadcasted, because I was going, there's brain fog. We got to clear that. We got to like make space. And this is part of the field. So I would just invite you, those that have a hand and a heart, that hear my voice as distraction. I'm representing the noise.
I'm going to share what's on my mind, Emily.
Yeah.
We did something similar 5 years ago around New Year's. We did a blind constellation, this similar pre-call with 150, 200 people, and we did a blind constellation, and it was really perplexing and didn't make sense and didn't really go in the direction that we expected. There was a lot of dissension in it. And 3 months later, we were all locked in our houses and all of the live work was canceled. Our whole calendar was wiped out. People were dying. The hospitals were filled. And I rewatched a recording of that call, and it all made perfect sense. It was foretold in that constellation. And the COVID virus and the pandemic had a lot of tragic effects. You probably, myself and all of you, lost loved ones. People dear to you died of COVID in that first year. All kinds of disruptions, economic, familial, educational, children, on and on. And 5 years later, COVID's still around. People are still getting it. But we're in the Zoom world, which we're able to do on Zoom in a global community, what we were not able to do in the pre-pandemic world. And so everything brings tragedy and joy, opportunities and roadblocks. I don't know what the tarot is showing us, but there is a theme here that's pretty consistent. It's not that uplifting. I don't find it that uplifting. I'm not being uplifted by it in particular. But I do trust the community. I trust each of you more than I trust the deck. That I won't let you get to drumming because I think that's what we need. But I just wanted to share that.
Keep drumming. And I'm just going to say one thing. The one person that had to leave the call and it started to broadcast when she said, I have to go, was Brenda. And Brenda is living in Texas right now and is a teacher. She's the first one that stepped in. And it's not safe to be a teacher with brown skin. in Texas right now. And she's relocating and is looking to find a way to be in her power, in her potentiality, and to live in a place where the community can receive her. So I bring that up because it's part of the noise. She said, I'm just in so much noise. And, you know, this is just one thread of some of what we're inside of as a community in certain areas. And this came up in the earlier constellation. Fascination asked if they could read, and then Ready can read. And we're going to go back in, but I want to just invite us as a community to pulse, connect to the pulse, connect to the potentiality of what this circle is doing and why we're gathering. It's not just about being here to be in a sense of companionship and presence, but it's about reminding ourselves, aligning ourselves, remembering our capacities, and coming out of the brain fog, you know, so that we can have that brightened diamond mind, Vajra clarity as we step into some of the more challenging times as a community. Fascination and then Ready.
This is my card, and it's the High Priestess. Here we go. Oops. And it reminded me of Nani physically, the look of it, number one, which was interesting. But it's taken from a deck of cards by a beautiful author, and it's a Philly deck. I'm from Philadelphia, and it's called The High Priestess, Terry Gross. It's wisdom, brilliance, and mystery. It says the majestic yet unassuming, bespectacled high priestess of WHYY, famed, which is a radio station, a local radio station, famed by her NPR columns, serves as a reminder to listen closely to others and also to your own inner wisdom. Cherish intellectual inquiry and careful awareness. And I thought it was so interesting about the broadcasting. And so here it is. Very, very cool, very connected.
Thank you, Yvonne. I know why I came.
Who said that?
Nani.
Nani. Hi. Healing
Yeah,
again.
that's Terry Gross of NPR's Fresh Air. That's who that is on that card.
Ready, and then the conscious observer.
Yeah, if I can just share how perfect I felt that that was. My Dan pulled the word desolation, and it didn't sound good, but I didn't even know what it meant. So I went to look it up online because I'm like, what does that word even mean? And the definition I got was a state of complete emptiness. So when my representative went into that, she went in really quickly. So she was about to share with me, and I feel really drawn to finding solitude and emptiness and quiet. And then to have you broadcasting like that could not have been more perfect for me because Kat was talking and I was trying to hear and trying to hear. And I live this busy life with teenagers and crowds, and I can't get to solitude. And I know how much I need that to birth my work into the world. And then, Emily, when you came on and started to share your process about Foggy and just explaining, I was reminded of what you said in our class yesterday about how Instagram, how much you want to be able to broadcast to see it as teaching and shift your relationship with that. And I just got to thinking, yes, Emily, you and all of you, the light workers, need to be broadcasting and speaking through the noise. And we all need to be tuning into our work, what's right in front of us, while there's noise around. So something about it just could not have felt more perfect.
For each of you who thinks your voice is noise, who would be deeply humiliated and maybe even ashamed, let yourself be with the part of you who can look into the eyes of Ready and trust that your voice is not noise, that your voice is a call to action. It's a call to inspiration and empowerment. She's talking to you. Conscious observer.
Well, I was partnered with Nani, and we've dropped in really quickly. And the first thing I said was, it looks like I'm in fog. The way my camera was showing up. And then felt a lot of nausea. And her card was delusion. So the fog is definitely present. I don't know if it's breaking up yet, but it was in our room.
Priestesses look at the bear inside. The high priestess has asked you to feel the bear inside. See, Nani, consciously observe. Dispel threads of delusion. Call in your drum. Emerge. Stay present. Alchemists, magicians, regenerators. Grasp the horns, bring into form. Let in two spirits, mystery determined. Keep breathing. If you have fog, pat your body all over. Wake it up. And if the fog remains, I welcome, my mother's Parkinson's. I welcome Alzheimer's. I welcome fear of delusion, of loss of cognition, of all that's here. And I will still feel my four-legged bear inside. And I will still broadcast what I know to be true, because that's what softens the sadness. And it's actually what's needed to be able for letting in to not be marginalized. How do we let in Brenda, her lineage, her ancestors, her community, when they look for safe ground? We're in a collective movement, friends. Deep breath in, deep breath out. I'm going to move us back into the breakout rooms and hopefully not keep broadcasting. See you on the other side. Okay, I love that I'm co-facilitating with the Queen of Cups. Feels like we got ourselves into rhythm. Thanks, Dan. You're muted, Dan.
I'm going to change my screen name. Release that representation, but it's I don't think I ever represented her before, but she's powerful.
Okay, so based on time, we have a constellation where we're going to take you as the seeker, and you can let yourself be yourself, or and come back to yourself, or you could stay as what you renamed yourself. But you are the seeker for this process, and we're going to set up the process one by one, and you'll draw a card as we set it up. Dan, I don't know if you want to go into a breakout room now and start doing tarot readings, or if you want to stay and facilitate this with us. I don't know that you'll be able to get through that many, but it's completely up to you.
Do other people here that want tarot readings?
Of course they do. Who doesn't want a tarot reading?
I know Marjorie has wanted one for months and months and months. Every time she keeps telling me. So if I'm going to do them, I think I have to start now, or I
Okay.
won't do them at all.
Okay, so why don't you and Marjorie get started? You can click join in the, you can click, so if you could go into the breakout room there, you can go down and you'll see Dan's breakout room. You just have to click on more or breakout rooms. I'm not sure how you see it on your computer, and then you should be able to manually join. Marjorie, I'm going to send you into room 1, and Dan will meet you in there. Do you see it, Dan?
Yeah. I think maybe a couple of other people can come too if you
Yeah,
want to watch.
people will come, I'm sure.
I'll probably do 3 or 4.
So feel free to go join Dan if you want, and if you want to participate in this constellation spread, or do your process and drop in. It'll be a lot of fun to watch him read. So have some fun over there. Okay. Do you want me to assign you into that room, Dan?
I don't see that room.
Got you. You're there. Okay, great. You click on breakout rooms, and I think it's an
There's
uncertain.
17 people there, it looks like.
Yeah, everybody wants to watch a reading. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. Unassign. Whoops. I don't know where I think uncertain found it. That's cool. Okay, great. Does everyone who's here find how to get into that room, or do you need help moving there? You're good. Okay. Okay, are we ready? So can somebody represent the seeker? You're also going to be doing your spread at the same time, but you'll be representing the seeker inside the wider constellation. Who would like to be the seeker? Elise, okay. So Elise will be the seeker, staying present. You'll want a space where you're going to be able to spread this number of cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus you. So we would place the card for you probably like right here at the top. And this will be a representative for you. So if you've picked a card,
Hey, Emily, while you're getting set up, this is Nani. I so got what I needed today, and I'm going to go make dinner. So thank you. Mwah. I love you, and I'll see you in March.
thanks, Nani. See you.
Same. Same. Good night.
Hi,
Good
Lise.
night.
Hi, Jenny. Hi, Emily.
Bye.
Everybody else, bye.
Bye. So place the cards that you picked for yourself just at the top. And then we're going to take out your deck, and hold it in your hands. And then draw a card for what do I let go of and alchemize in the past year. And is somebody open to representing that? Joanna, great. Can you see the screen that I'm showing, or is Elise still spotlighted? You can. Okay, so Joanna, you can rename yourself. What, like letting go, or, a short version of that, what I let go of and alchemized in the past year. And folks can just take a moment to read their card or be with their card and its meaning. And then the rep can drop in. Where did she go? And the seeker, just notice yourself, like when you look at the seeker and you look at letting go and alchemizing, notice the softness. Notice that Elise took out her pen and started to write, and letting go and alchemizing started to write. Just feel them together. Feel your relationship with them. And at any point, the seeker or letting go and alchemizing can report what's happening for you.
Yeah, as the seeker, all day I've been having horrible brain fog, just literally like trudging through the day, and it didn't get better until I came back on. I was feeling so much better after the break came back, and then it just showed up in the field. I was like, oh, thank goodness. But as I look at what I'm letting go, I can feel like the tension in my mind, and I can feel the yearning in my heart to it's like that precipice of like, I want to soften, I want to let you go, but please don't go. Like, let me figure out, like, can I keep part of you and let you go? Like, there's like yeah, uh, I'm like ready and not ready.
If there were a sentence to say to her about what you appreciate about her, about what you're like comforted by, the gifts that came from her.
Yeah, I think you've given me structure, and that structure has created safety.
What I feel is I've been through a lot last year, like diving deep in and coming out and bringing things to the surface and yeah, shedding things or shedding light on things, and has been quite a journey, and it has softened me in a way and made me much clearer. So by now I feel I'm a little tired of that deep dive. And even if it has been a really good process to do so, there's a part of me which says it's it's, it's okay also to, you know. But I feel really good, soft, kind of, yeah, just maybe need some sleep.
Yeah, my like motto that I chose going into next year is universe, show me how easy it can be. Um, because it hasn't been.
Mm. Yeah, I can still feel the burdened moments and then coming out of them again and then being burdened again and then coming out of them again. And so making way and by that being formed and just reminded on the jam somebody. So yeah, there was something being formed in that. And it's good to arrive there. And maybe even it's not the jam to let go, but the process of forming it.
Okay, we're going to bring in the next card. And I would invite you all to hold your deck in your hand. And Ginny, I can draw for you if you'd like. I could do it for you. It just might be hard to broadcast as well as facilitate. So I'm just navigating kind of how that would work. But we'll just keep rolling and I'll message you in a minute. So let's breathe. Feel what you let go of and alchemized in the past year and your own relationship to seeking. And now hold the deck and draw a card for what do I let in and open to in the new year. And is somebody open to representing that? What do I let in and open to in the new year? Can somebody represent letting in? Amy, thank you. So for those that have just joined us, you have an object. I just brought all my decks to dance, so I'm just going to take a quick picture of these, and then I can help you, Jenny, I think. Okay. So somebody who's just joined us, you're placing an object, a card that you pulled for the seeker is up here. Then you're pulling a card for what do I let go of and alchemize in the past year. And now we're on the third card, which is what do I let go, what do I let in and open to in the new year. And Amy, if you could rename yourself, let in. And seeker and letting go, just feel what it's like as the third draw arrives. You can read what you've drawn. You can share, but you're representing. So for those that have drawn the card, like let's say you drew the Fool, or you drew, the Explorer of Fire, letting in would represent that for you. She's letting in, and she's the card that you just drew, just like we did in the exercise in the dyad. So the Seeker for everyone has its own card. The Letting Go has its own card. The Letting In has its own, tarot card. Ginny, I am drawing for you right now, and I just invite representatives to report as you feel ready.
I really love that letting in was just like just sort of like shoves the food in her mouth as soon as she came on the screen. It was like the first thing I saw was this like unapologetic receiving. And I just felt like permission to open to that. And yeah, there's like a nurturing quality. Like nurturing of self. Yeah, I see how easy it is for you to receive.
I'm getting a headache. And I just feel dizzy and kind of confined. Can't really look at her. I'm afraid of her.
What happens to your relationship with the Seeker when letting in comes in?
I lose it. Drifting away.
Thank you. And what's happening for letting in?
There's just a depth of expansiveness. I can feel my roots deep. And there's a sadness and a grief that kind of touches my heart as I look at the Seeker. And I'm not attached to it. I look at them both with deep remembrance. I actually have a lot of joy being reflected back. And there's a really strong cord in my third chakra, my hara.
Seeker, is there anything you want to share before we move to the next movement?
Yeah, I can feel like it's like the simultaneous process of letting go and letting in. And as letting go was speaking, I could feel that the grief, like the swell of emotion that letting in was speaking about, but like yeah, I could also, as she drifted away, I felt like the just like peace in letting her go. Just feels like an honoring of the right time and like the natural rhythm.
Thank you. Ginny, I drew this for you to get you caught up to date. For those that are joining us, Ginny doesn't have a deck, so I'm just getting her set up. And maybe this, for those that are watching the recording, if you don't have a deck, maybe this can serve for you as well. This is Bindweed, the Devil. Life out of balance. When you get this card in a reading, ask yourself what holds you in bondage. What in your interior life or in the world around you takes more of your attention, of your energy? What trauma is found at the root of despair? What lies are being told and believed? Awareness is needed. This represents you.
Absolutely.
Letting go is the elder of air. For those that are catching up, you're going to draw, and I'll just put this up, and for those that want to join, you're drawing a card for the seeker. What do I let go of and alchemize in the past year? What do I let in and open to in the new year? And for those that are ready to draw their next card, the key opportunity of the new year. The elder of air, can you hear the sweet sound rising from the cedar flute, a grandfather's prayer of thanksgiving to the heavens as his breath becomes melody and harmony? This is a man who has dedicated his life to bringing peace and healing through music. When you get this card in a reading, it shows us how to experience communion with the great mystery through devotion, praise, or meditation. You're an example of a life well lived. You offer the gift of inspiration of balance and clarity. And if you're in the process of letting it go, Ginny, it would be letting go of loneliness, self-pity, a way of forgetting how to commune with the great mystery. So allow yourself to let go of that. We're drawing cards right now for what do I let go of or alchemize in the past year? What do I let in, open to in the new year? And a key opportunity for the new year. And I'd love a representative for the key opportunity of the new year. Is anyone open to representing that key opportunity of the new year?
I can.
Great. I'm aware that it's time to share with Ginny her letting in, and she's not here.
Oh,
Oh, there you are.
I
Okay.
am here. I'm just writing.
You are here. Okay, here it is. So for those in need of a card, this is 9 of air. This is the letting in. Everybody else has their own card that they're drawing. A woman is grieving on a much deeper soul level than the distress of the 3 of air. Storm clouds billow behind her, mirroring her inner turmoil. She's gone to a sacred spot and embraces a standing stone. She goes into a trance state, letting her sorrow ground into the body of the earth. With her inner vision, she sees the face of she who watches, the one who always holds her in love and compassion. You are learning how to handle your grief, deep sorrow. Grief cannot be rushed. It is tidal, receding in intensity and then flooding once again. Your grief may be crushing you, or you may be turning to move in a different direction so you can return to normal life. Some things cannot be fixed, they can only be carried. Your capacity to love is amplified by your experience of sorrow, comfort, and lean on those who will give you the time and space you need to express your grief. This is the letting in, just letting in your grief, Ginny, letting in what's here. And again, this is, we've already heard, for those that are joining us just now, we're kind of giving an update and we've heard from those reps, and we'll just drop in and we'll allow key opportunity of the new year to weave in. Feel free to report as you arrive and drop in.
Yeah, so I'm aware, like I'm here because of let go and alchemize, like because of the letting go, the opportunity is born. And I'm like right beside let in, and it just feels like we feel very similar. It's almost like we could be one. And then when I look at seeker, I'm just like, oh, you're so competent. Like you're so like you've got it. Like just it's not like take the opportunity, but it's like you are the opportunity. Like just share yourself. Mhm.
Can you say that again? You are the opportunity.
Yeah, you are the opportunity. Just share yourself.
Yeah, I feel like that was the first thing I noticed when you stepped in. I kind of like felt this like movement to expand to like meet you. I kind of widen my stance and actually like sitting with my legs splayed open. So the birth feels like very real. Like that, just like expanding to hold you. But as I looked at you, I just realized I'm like, oh, we have the same glasses and we have the same hair and we have the same forehead. I'm like, and I was like, oh, like you're actually, it's like I'm just seeing the version of me that can hold like the reality of the opportunity.
Mm. Yeah, and I feel like just an incredible amount of love for you. It's almost like I was like, should I say this? But it's like I look at you and it's like my heart is like so much love is here. Mm.
Is there anything that letting in or letting go want to report?
I just feel I'm seething out of existence somehow. And if I focus on that, it's kind of painful. But if I watch the other talk, I feel this is, I love to hear that. I forget about myself.
Mm.
And I perceive the aura around the seekers now. I just see bright purple everywhere. Bright, bright purple. And this makes me want to giggle and laugh. And as key opportunity of the new year spoke, it's like, yep, we've walked the same path. I know your wisdom, and I know you know mine. And these are resources as I look towards the seeker. And I just feel immense gratitude for the opportunity.
Ginny, your card is the five.
I got it.
The 5 of air, and hear the barking that arrived and see the eagles. 5 bald eagles scream and fight over territory. You are involved in a turf battle or argument that has become quite nasty. Bitter words, gossip, and slander may be thrown about. Unwelcome criticism may be given or received. Your opponents may be family members, friends, coworkers, or people who create a toxic culture. Is there a way to defend your territory without attacking others? Conflicts often generate growth, as painful as they might be. What can you learn from the current conflict about the power of words? You may have internalized the negative words and attitudes that others thrust at you. You may lead to becoming so lost in negative self-talk that the conflict is entirely in your head. If so, recognize and release it. On the other hand, and I'll just kind of make this a little bit shorter. Perhaps you've already begun to consider ways to solve the dispute, compromise, cooperation, reconciliation, defend your place in the world without resorting to bitterness or hurtful words. For anyone that knows Ginny, this might not feel relevant, but if you know what she's looking at, it's very relevant.
Every card has been
Yeah. It's very
cool. Yeah.
very powerful. And for those that are witnessing, just stay with your own cards if this is not landing for you. This is just a reading for Ginny and for anyone who doesn't have a deck. Anything that letting in, letting go, key opportunity of the new year, or letting, seeker need to report. If there's burning shares at any point, feel free to share as I talk. We're going to bring in the key challenge of the new year. That's the next card. Would someone like to represent the key challenge of the new year? Of course, nobody wants to be in the key challenge of the new year. I could do it, but I think it might influence. Okay, we might not have a rep for that unless somebody changes their mind.
Right.
Laura's in. I see that. Okay. Key challenge of the new year.
As a seeker, I was like, no, 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 things are going so well.
For some people.
For some people, yeah. But every year comes with a challenge.
Just welcome the challenge. Notice how the reps shift. If I were working without human reps, I actually would turn the cards to look at each other. So I do hold up something like the card for letting in and a card for letting go. And I might hold them like this and ask them to talk. And just be with it for a moment. The transmissions that are here. So just allow the cards to talk on the screen in front of you. As they read their cards, if there's any reports that come up, feel free. I'll share yours. The Six of Earth. This is the key challenge of the new year.
Mine is Beyond Illusion. And I'm really, really sick. I got diagnosed with shingles all over my eye and my scalp and my neck, and the most pain I've ever been in. The biggest challenge I have ever experienced on a body level. So it seems really appropriate for me, but I'm letting it go. So I think the challenges for me is the body, because I want to get to beyond illusion. Challenge of the new year is just dealing with the body. And its challenges. But this is hope. Getting beyond illusion.
For those that are here representing, just notice what it's like to have the body arrive.
I know, as I look at all of you, I'm like, oh, they don't look very happy with me. They look actually a little scared of me. No. And before I was, accept what is. That's my representation before. Dare to be yourself and accept what is. Yeah.
So as representing let in, I did speak or pick this is with the challenge this year. Where can I get that? And which, by the way, this one's not usually a barker. So whatever and whoever is out there is, he's definitely protecting. He's got something to say in this. So the words are, don't back down. Stand up for what you believe is right.
As the challenge came in, I could kind of feel my spine like really straighten. And even though I had that like quiver around meeting the challenge, like once it was here, I really felt kind of like like my core like rising to meet it. And actually like I feel a lot of like softness towards the challenge. It's like, oh, I don't want to harden. I don't want to harden my body. I don't want to harden to like the challenges that I'm facing. So it's like as challenges spoke, I was just with the sense of like, I need to like advocate. I need to advocate for my body. I need to advocate for myself. I need to advocate, for like whatever that challenge is holding, that there's kind of a place of like standing with instead of standing against.
I actually feel a kind of belonging to the key challenge, as if, we're part of kind of the same thing. You're actually also to be, you also will go, kind of. But yeah, we are quite same.
And I feel um like again with this like deep open love, and this like looking at key challenge and looking at the body, and it's like, yeah, this is what life is. Like, this is life. This is the opportunity we get to live in, and it includes challenges, especially with the body. And like, this is what we asked for when we came here. And it's in this representation, at least, it's like I'm so certain that it's just a beautiful gift. Like healthy body, sick body, equal gift in whatever this is.
In the challenge, it of Ginny's card speaks of the cycle of giving and receiving. To happily exchange your hard-earned cash for goods that will enrich your life. You present your own gifts to the community, the work of your hands and heart, and are pleased to find them so well received. Your generosity and support of others circles back to you and increases your own abundance and well being. If it's in challenge, you may not know how to get the word out about the work that you do, or you may be working too hard for very little return. It's time to make adjustments in your relationship with money, with currency, with love. You deserve to be well paid for the work of your heart and your hands. More importantly, your community needs the gifts that only you can bring. Appreciate and support the work of others, just as they support and appreciate you. I love what people are writing in the chat screen. So welcoming the work of, welcoming the hard-earned work, the currency, the flow, the abundance, the balance of giving and taking, the bounty as you face this challenge. I'm going to draw another card, the hidden concern. Pull from the bottom of the deck. So you pick up the deck and pull from the bottom of the deck. What is the hidden concern? Does somebody want to represent the hidden concern? The hidden concern. Who's in hiding over there? I'd like to represent the hidden concern.
I'll take that one for the team.
You. Just noticing the constellation as it moves, as the challenge arrives and the hidden concern arrives, what happens to the vibration. And any reports that want to be spoken.
I feel like the hidden concern, like it's the first time I've felt off my game. Like I feel pulled off track, and I'm really focused on like what is going on over there.
So notice that when a hidden concern is centered, how the key opportunity feels brought off track. Just that connection. Hidden concern, you want to report?
Really,
Oh, go ahead.
she's really a big distraction. Her nervousness is just irritating the whole thing.
And is it irritating you, letting go?
Yeah, I was quite good being in the quiet and getting and now this whole field is like doing this and involved again.
I noticed that I looked at letting in, like looking in the eyes of letting in. And then when I looked back down at hidden concern, I was like, oh, she's dancing. And I was like, oh, yeah, she's just dancing.
Oh, I like that.
I definitely feel like more tucked in with hidden concern here. I am, yeah, there's kind of a looking, I'm like looking towards each of the other reps, being like, okay, what's this now? Like there's like a reorientation. Um, but as key opportunity speaks, like, oh, she's dancing, I'm just reminded of my like favorite, one of my favorite quotes that I read in a grief book once, and it said, life's not a struggle, it's a wiggle. And when I look at the wiggling of hidden concern, it's just like that little dance. Uh, it's like I might take a moment to like find that expansiveness again, but at least it feels like I can like stay with the wiggle.
Hidden concern, do you want to report? You're muted.
Wow. So my alarm just went off. It's interesting. There's a lot of movement and a lot of energy in hidden concern. And as hidden concern, I feel the concentration of it in my solar plexus, lower back. Like it's like the abdomen of the worm wants to wiggle. And it really soothed me when somebody gave me the idea that it could be a dance or a wiggle. Like it's not like it started to feel more rhythmic and like it was more loud. But otherwise, hidden concern was kind of like anxious about all of its movements. Yeah, like there's a lot here, guys.
I got really contracted in my body. And the card I picked was suppression. Yikes. I'm
Yikes.
very aware of it there.
I'm aware of it there. So as letting in, I'm aware that I've been timing out just briefly before hidden concern came on, and now I have this concern. Am I timing out again? As she came on and started at first, when I noticed that she hadn't started jumping around, and when she did, then I'm like, I got concerned for the hidden concern.
Okay, we're gonna draw the next one.
And then it brings in.
Oh, maybe there's a delay. Oh, there it is. And then it brings in. Anyway, let's go to the next one just because of the sake of time and folks needed to go. But yes, letting in is getting timed out by the hidden concern. That is for sure. And echoes and voices. So the next one is the deep wisdom, the resource from spirit, and you pull from the middle of the deck. Deep wisdom, resource from spirit, pull from the middle of the deck. And I'll just add here for you, Ginny, and for those that don't have a deck, 5 of fire was the hidden concern. 5 of fire. And you either sink deeper into anger, despair, or burnout, or the fire serves as a catalyst to wake you up and turn you in a new direction. In that case, the fire becomes a symbol of courage, transformation, and liberation. Which will it be for you? Turn rage into liberation. Share power with others. Rage and anger are often masks for what we fear, represented by the frightening faces in the smoke. We can let the circumstances of our lives harden us so that we become increasingly resentful and afraid, says the Dalai Lama, or we can let them soften us and make us kinder. We always have the choice. So if you haven't yet, draw your card for the Deep Wisdom Resource from Spirit, pulling from the middle of the deck. And we need a representative for that wisdom from Spirit. Who's open to being that? Deep Resource, Wisdom, Spirit. I could be that if I need to be, unless somebody wants to do it. Deep Wisdom, Resource, Spirit.
Draw my card. I'll do it.
Okay, you'll be that. Wow, I love this one. Never seen that. Okay, regeneration. You are now the Deep Wisdom Resource Spirit. And just before you drop in, I'll show you this is your card. And it's the moon. $18. As this one arrives, what happens for the representatives?
I'm just noticing as key opportunity, it's like everything is an opportunity. And I'm loving being in this representation. Like I didn't really realize it until a few minutes ago. I was like, wow, everything feels amazing. When everything's an opportunity, it's like there's nothing to lose in life. Like I just feel fantastic with anything that happens because like it is an opportunity. It's yeah, it's just such a trip. It's great. I'm gonna keep this one.
Can you rename me, Em?
Yes. Anyone else want to report?
Yeah, as Elise, my seeker card that I pulled was the Hanged Man, which is all about a new perspective. And so as I'm like hearing key opportunity speak, I'm like, oh yeah, just need to kind of find my way to that position. And I felt the same thing as hidden concern like came in. I felt like it was easier for me to kind of like shift back a little bit to see her um and to understand her. So and I also pulled the moon card as my deep wisdom. So just that like synchronicity of that resonance is like, oh yeah, it's right. Like it's right there. It's like message received.
I knew you drew that card.
La Luna Bella. A woman invokes the energies of the full moon while the 8 lunar phases spiral around her. Each month, the moon embodies the cycle of descent and return. As it waxes to fullness, wanes to darkness, and begins to wax again, the moon is constantly changing and is utterly faithful in her changes. So for everybody, just welcome the changes. Welcome your descent. Welcome your ascent. One stage of life always succeeds another. Times of darkness are always followed by renewal. It's time to raise your lunar consciousness, seeker, to begin to track the movement of the moon. Perhaps you are newly in love, or it's time to leave a job. The lunar cycle is a model for any life cycle, whether it's a relationship, a career, or a creative project. So presents for everybody. What is it? What is rising and what is setting? What's here at the time of day? What's here at the time of night? Allow yourself to awaken the psychic abilities. And although this might be frightening or confusing for you, to be able to depend on the clear light of rationality, the language of dreams, of symbol, of myth that the gift of the moon has to offer. Trust your intuition. Any other reports?
Have one thing to add. I'm like writing on the last page of my journal, and it says right here, "See you next year. Stay well, cyclical one."
It gives my body hope. I feel like my body has my spirit isn't like an ally for me in my body. And is there looking after me in whatever it goes through. So thanks, Deep Wisdom, Resource from Spirit.
I'll let Deep Wisdom and Resource from Spirit report as I just show the spread to those that just joined us. Deep Wisdom and Spirit, you can feel free to share what's present for you.
As I looked at, oops, I can't move that. Hold on.
They're just you might just have to report without seeing everybody for a moment.
Okay. So for Laura, that was the moon is saying, come stand under my light and feel my healing. Every one of them is like, what do I let in? It's kind of the same message. Walk outside and look up. See where I am in your part of the world. And trust your inner knowing. Yeah.
Welcome, everyone. We're going to draw our last card, and you're all welcome to draw one with us. It's the key theme of the new year. And this will be our closing card for this constellation. And those that just joined, what is the key theme of the new year? I love that the Deep Wisdom, the Resource from Spirit, invited the key challenge of the new year to stand under its light. How often do we do that? Just stand under the moon's light when we're in our deepest challenge and look up? Thank you.
I change every night just as you will.
For those that don't have a deck, Elder of Fire. Elder of Fire. And this is I've been drawing for Ginny, for those that are new. So this Ginny's our Elder of Fire, of course. And anyone want to report just what comes in as you bring in the key theme of the new year, and who would like to represent that? That's the last rep. Key theme of the new year. Who wants to be that rep?
Cat.
And just drop in as this theme arrives.
I just want to share from Key Opportunity, the card that I pulled for the key theme is this like open hands, prosperity, this like giving and receiving of abundance and wealth. And it just feels like really, I'm loving that as the key opportunity, as the key theme for the new year.
Seeker, can you tell the key opportunity I see you?
I see you.
And just feel any limiting beliefs that are shaping a limiting identity around this theme, this like as she's holding up those coins and this prosperity card. And just feel who do you stand next to? Who can you stand next to, Seeker, as you move? Like, where do you stand to be able to receive and travel through into that opportunity? Who are you with?
Yeah, my like instincts are to like look directly at like what let go and alchemize.
Mm-hmm. Just take in those eyes. Let yourself lock eyes with let go and alchemize, who's locking eyes with you. And feel the ancestors behind those eyes. Feel the history. And the her story. And then find your movement. Where do you move?
Yeah, I would say like I feel you in my roots and we're growing. We're growing to reach the sky. And I just feel like I'm kind of like moving through the portal of letting in. Yeah,
The
I
el-
kind of,
Go ahead.
yeah, I just feel like stepping in tandem with opportunities. And for like when I look at the key opportunities, it feels kind of like the tunnel of the portal kind of moving before me and behind me.
All the reps that are reporting and kind of moving, just feel free to find your movements just like I did with the seeker. Find where you stand, like the hidden concern who pulls the high priestess. Just find your movement. The elder of fire doesn't sit back and accept things as they are. She embodies the power of transformation. With her gifts of the magical and medicinal arts, she may use charms, spells, and incantations to facilitate needed change, but she's equally likely to use a pen, a paintbrush, or a spoon, and old cookpot. This is someone whose vitality, pride, dignity, and accomplishments are powerfully attractive attractive, but they can intimidate as well. So there is currently a chance to slip between this world and the other world, moving power and creativity back and forth between the two. Make things happen. Dishonor may bring jealousy or vengeance. So breathe through the part of yourself that may believe you are unworthy. Let go of unworthy desires and use your power for the good of all. Stir up a little magic, move between the worlds, and heed the whispers of the ancestors. The Elder of Fire in reverse kind of holds the jealousy, vengeance, arrogance, things like that. But when wielding your power, you are a medicinal badass, basically. Okay, key theme of the new year. Do you want to report? And then we'll close.
That energy of like a new beginning, like a window of opportunity and opening feels really present. Throughout the call, I've been really aware of like the reflection of the light behind me almost looks like a window in this sort of like portal in this gateway. And then the card I pulled is Clary Sage, and it has a window and this bird flying through it. And it's called the Green-Eyed Wanderer. And the message is around like removing obstacles, moving, like clearing away thickness and coming into like a spacious, open, new beginning. And another kind of message, yeah, Clary Sage allows us to feel awake and alive and ready for what is to come. This bright ally helps us to remove these obstacles and thickness from decisions, from making change, from becoming new.
So in this center, we have illness, we have health challenges, as she talks about tending these things. So just for, this is, we all have our own spreads in front of us, but just take a breath in, a breath out. And as you write into your intentions, as you work with your vision boards, what is the part of this spread that needs your focus, your care, like the way that the seeker looked in the eyes of letting go and could move? Where can you cast your gaze? Energy flows where our attention goes, and then we attract more of it. So find your gaze and find your movement. Thanks, everyone. Can release representations. It was kind of interesting to see a 3D spread be represented. Really cool. How was the tarot readings?
I mean, I really like doing tarot readings. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right, Dan. Amazing.
So it's it's nice to do them and be able to do the process quickly.
So cool. Okay. Well, we wish you all a beautiful turn of the wheel. And as you enter into 2026, may you feel you're standing in community. May you reach out. If you have anything you want to share with the community, if you weren't here in the beginning of the call, put it in the chat screen and we will spread the good word to everybody that wasn't here live about what you're up to or how to reach you. or how to attend your things. So feel free to type in the chat screen anything you want included on that email. It'll be a long email, but hopefully we can begin to tend the hive and be the honey for one another. Dan, any closing words?
Oh, I have really, really enjoyed the day. I missed the middle part, but I loved the bookends of the day, and I just love this opportunity to be with people from all the different years of Seeing with Your Heart to be able to come together and co-create and enter this new year, whatever it brings. That if we bring ourselves to it, we will get through. And looking forward to seeing you again in the field.
Thanks, everyone. And for those that stayed with me all day, I can't believe we just did that. That was like a full 10 hours. Amazing. Wow. Epic. Let's do it again sometime. We love you all. Let's give off fireworks in your reactions because it's happening. I don't know how to make that happen, but there's a Happy New Year. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you so much.
Maybe see you in the morning.
You're so amazing.
Bright and early.
Writing and movement. See you early, 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Yeah, did you see it? Don't India's running
Right.
Yep.
Okay, 10 a.m.
10 a.m. See you there. Bye,
You're
everyone.
freaking amazing. You're like the ever ready bunny battery thingy.
You got it. Love you, sisters. Bye.
Bye, everyone.